Good morning, everyone. And this is a much different environment than when we did this ceremony 4 years ago, because we were in the middle of COVID. So it's really nice to have lots of people here supporting the new council-elect and joining us all here at the council chambers. The first order of business for me is to call this meeting to order. This is the first special council meeting of the municipality of the District of Lunenburg. And the second item on the agenda today is the declaration of the 2024 municipal election. I, April Wynot-Lonis, Municipal Clerk for the Municipality of the District of Lunenburg, declare the following. Morgan Reinhardt, Councillor, District 1, elected. Martin Bell, Councillor, District 2, acclaimed. Wendy Oikel, Councillor, District 3, elected. Pam Hubley, Councillor, District 4, elected. Kathy Moore, Councillor, District 5, elected. Allison Smith, Councillor, District 6, elected. Edgar Burns, Councillor, District 7, elected. Casey DeLong, Councillor, District 8, elected. Ben Brooks, Councillor, District 9, elected. Chastity Vino, Councillor, District 10, acclaimed. And Elspeth McLean-Weil, Mayor, Municipality of the District of Lunenburg, elected. That a little bit louder? So the next part of the official meeting today is the swearing in of the council. So I would ask for the Elspeth McLean-Weil to come forward and do her oath of office. Is that going to be at your right hand?
I, Elspeth McLean-Weil, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am duly qualified as required by law for the office of Mayor of the Municipality of the District of Lunenburg, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office.
Sign these first. You can do here and here. Looks wonderful. Looks good on you. Here you go.
Thank you.
You may take your chair. Next, I call upon Councillor for the District 1, Morgan Reinhardt. Do you need this adjusted?
No, I think it's okay.
Get as close to it.
Okay.
Okay, I, Morgan Reinhardt, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am duly qualified, as required by law, for the office of Councillor of the Municipality of the District of Lunenburg, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office.
Next, I call upon Martin Bell.
No, that's fine. Ready? I, Martin Bell, swear to solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am duly qualified, as required by law, for the office of Councillor of the Municipality of the District of Lunenburg, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise, therefore, for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office. I so swear. Thank you.
Call upon Wendy Oikle. You're tall. You might want this
I can always talk loud. That's okay. Okay. Yep. I, Wendy Oikle, solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am truly qualified, as required by law, for the office of Councillor of the Municipality of the District of Lunenburg, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office.
Now we have Pam Hubley.
Good? Yeah, I think it's okay. I, Pam Hubley, swear or solemnly affirm, Okay. I, Pam Hubley, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am duly qualified as required by law for the office of Councillor of the Municipality of the District of Lunenburg, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office.
Call upon Kathy Moore.
Yeah, you're going to have to lower that one. I even got my high shoes on. Good. I, Kathy Moore, swear or solemnly affirm, I swear, that I will be faithful and true bear allegiance. I can't believe I'm nervous. To His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am duly qualified as required by law for the office of Councillor of the Municipality of the District of Lunenburg, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I will not, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of the partiality or other undue execution of my duties of office. Thank you.
I call Allison Smith.
I, Allison Smith, solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am duly qualified as required by law for the office of Councillor of the Municipality of the District of Lunenburg, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office.
Edgar Burns.
That's perfect. Thank you. I, Edgar Burns, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am duly qualified as required by law for the office of Councillor of the Municipality of the District of Lunenburg, and that I will truly and faithfully and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or any other undue execution of the duties of my office. Lawyer signature.
Wish I could acquire one. Congratulations. Casey DeLong.
No, I think I'm okay. Yeah. Thanks. I, Casey Peterson DeLong, solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am duly qualified, as required by law, for the office of Councillor of the Municipality of the District of Lunenburg, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and abilities, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office. Thank you.
Ben Brooks.
I, Ben Brooks, swear and solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am duly qualified as required by law for the office of Councillor of the Municipality of the District of Lunenburg, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute these duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and my ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or promise or reward thereof for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office.
Chastity Vino.
I, Chastity Vino, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am duly qualified as required by law for the office of Councillor of the Municipality of the District of Lunenburg, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I've been elected to the best of my ability and knowledge, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office. Thank you.
That concludes the actual oaths of office, and the mayor will do some opening remarks, but if you just bear with us for 5 minutes so that we can get some of the things out of the way so that we can have the meeting proceed.
I'm told I'm too short.
It's okay,
Thank you, everyone. We will begin. I'd like to give a few opening remarks. I want to begin by acknowledging and thanking Peggy Wenzel for bringing the tradition of the Mi'kmaq people to this swearing-in ceremony. It is the first time in the municipality that we've done this. As someone who has lived close to the land and recognizes the need for truth and reconciliation with our First Nations community, it is important to recognize and draw the history of this land to today's ceremony. The Lahave River and this part of Nova Scotia figures prominently in the history of the Mi'kmaq people and our shared history as settlers here. There are traditions and knowledge from the Mi'kmaq that can enrich our understanding of preserving the world that we share with them. We have much to learn from their traditions that have survived for thousands of years. Today we are reminded that we share this land with them through treaties of peace and friendship. Thank you all, family and friends, for joining us today. All of you in some way helped us get, our councillors and me as mayor, to get to where we are in our seats today. You volunteered for campaign committees, or you were the stalwart supporters picking up the pieces that weren't getting done at home. Being the voice of sober second thought on decisions at home or with the campaign. You are the ones we all consulted with and sought support from, as we know this is not a job that is done alone. You have all been part of the journey. Thank you for standing with us, for being our cheerleaders and our supporters. I particularly want to recognize my campaign team, which I think they're all here. They started work early and they worked diligently for 6.5 months, which is way more than most political campaigns the volunteers are expected to work. Every 4 years, our community makes a decision on the governance of our area by electing a mayor and 10 councillors. Our motivation for running and getting involved varies, but underlying all this is a common belief of wanting to do something for our community and to leave it better off than when we started. In my meetings with individual councillors the week after the election, I learned of their motivations for seeking office. For some, they quickly shared they wanted to help people. Others spoke of ideas about improving aspects of the community and addressing particular challenges within the community. For me, I was motivated by a belief that we could do better as a community. I believed that working at the grassroots, at this level of government, there was real opportunity to influence the direction of the future of Lunenburg County. Amongst all of our discussions as councillors in those early meetings, there was a lot of commonality, and that gives me a lot of confidence in the work that we will do together over the next 4 years. Now our challenge as a group of councillors and myself as mayor is to establish a strong working relationship within the council to ensure we can have meaningful and robust discussions about our priorities for the term ahead. We need to find a good balance between councillors thinking about the needs of their individual communities and individual districts and the needs of the overall municipality. We must also be cognizant of what we heard as we campaigned about what our residents saw as needs and factor that into our decision-making. The conversations we had on the doorsteps should help to keep us grounded. However, we are expected to govern, and that requires us to think ahead, to offer leadership that will build a prosperous community. I think we should expect that some of this will be difficult, and we will struggle with some of the decisions we have to make. We were elected by our residents to do the work and take the decisions in their best interest. I campaigned on the need for leadership that was committed to thinking bigger about the opportunities for our municipality, respecting the traditions and the way of life we enjoy in this place. Leadership starts with a clear understanding of expectations. And last week at our first orientation meeting, I outlined to the counselors how I anticipated working with them. And I share that with you at this point. I told them that I come to this work with respect for the individual counselors, their opinions, their experience, and their commitment to serve the community. I expect open, honest conversation, again, with differences respected. I expect that they can trust me as I will trust them in supporting the decisions that we make together. And I ask them as counselors to push themselves to think bigger about the possibilities for our area. As mayor, I am committed to greater cooperation and collaboration with our neighboring municipalities. The challenges of growth in Lunenburg County will continue. I firmly believe that our success in managing growth and ensuring a prosperous future is by finding more ways to work together, to get greater value for infrastructure investments, to attract business investment, and to leverage our collective voice to address issues in our community. We have a busy month ahead as a council. Today, we will elect the deputy mayor, who will play an important role in supporting me and the work of council. As well, we will begin appointing committees so councilors can begin their work within the next couple of weeks. We have already started discussions on how we as a council intend to communicate with the residents and what measures and changes we can make to improve the relationship with our communities through our council and committee meetings. This will start to get reflected in our meeting schedules, our information sessions, and our commitment to engaging more deeply on issues that council sees as important. We know that we need to be more transparent about the work we are doing and create opportunities for people to hear from us and for us to hear from them. This is something I can promise we will do better. In closing, I wish to thank staff for the extra effort made in this swearing-in ceremony, because I know it was a bit of a new chapter opened when we started some things here today. Now we're going to take a few minutes to begin the business of the day as really our official first council meeting. We'll break for a half-hour reception after we get those couple of pieces of business out of the way. You are all welcome to stay and to attend that reception. There'll be time for pictures if you want to get family pictures or pictures of some of the councilors. Today's during the reception, today's a bit of a sweet nod to my past life. Our reception is featuring apple cider and mini donuts from Wilds Lake Farm Market. Thank you again for joining us, and I hope we have a chance to chat during the reception. So we'll get started with our official business. Yeah. So the chair would call for the approval of the agenda that has been circulated. It's been moved by Councillor Moore and seconded by Councillor DeLong. All those in favor signify by raising their hand. Those opposed? Motion is carried. The agenda has been approved. The next point of business is the appointment of the nominating committee, and this is at the discretion of the mayor, and the nominating committee is comprised of Martin Bell, Councillor Wendy Oikel, and Councillor Allison Smith. And they will meet during the reception time for a short meeting to make recommendations that will be brought forward to council after the reception for two of the committees that we need to nominate at this meeting. So at this point, I will call for a recess and we'll enjoy some Wilds Lake Farm Market treats. this point, I will turn the meeting over to our clerk to carry on with the election of our deputy mayor.
Good morning, and we're all back at it and getting right into the good stuff. So the first item is the ballot for the deputy mayor. I'll just give you a quick overview of the role of the deputy mayor. And the deputy mayor basically performs all of the duties of the mayor when performs all the duties of the mayor and when the mayor is absent or unable to fulfill their role, or if the office of the mayor becomes vacant. So that is the role of the deputy mayor. The deputy mayor is yearly appointed at the first meeting in November, and it's done by a secret ballot. And the term of office for the deputy mayor, again, is 1 year. The change that recently occurred in the last year was that the deputy mayor can now, you can put your name forward every year going forward if you so choose. Whereas before it was a 2-year term and then it was finished. So we're going to move forward with the nomination for the deputy mayor, and you should have ballots in front of you, and I will circulate through the room and collect those ballots from you, and we'll proceed from there. I believe that the deputy CAO will assist me in doing the tallying of the information. So the first step in this process is I will read out the names who are nominated for the next ballot for decision. Councillor Vino. Councillor Bell. Councillor DeLong. Councillor Hubley. Councillor Oikel. Oops, sorry. So we have 4 names, five names. Councillors Vino, Councillors Bell, Councillor DeLong, Councillor Hubley, and Councillor Oikel.
Are all these names, councillors named, willing to let their names stand? Councillor Hubley.
Thank you for the nomination, but respectfully remove.
I also respectfully remove for this year. Thank you.
So that leaves Councillor Vino, Councillor DeLong, and Councillor Bell on the next ballot.
I will call out all the ballots now on this round. Councillor DeLong. Councillor Bell. Councillor Vino. Councillor Vino. Councillor Bell. Councillor Vino. Councillor Bell. Councillor DeLong. Councillor DeLong. Councillor Bell. Councillor Vino. So what is it?
Now we have to go between those two.
Okay. So we have on the ballot, we have Councillor Vino with 4, Councillor Bell with 4 votes, and Councillor DeLong with 3. So we would, process is we drop the one with the lowest number off the ballot, and we go to the remaining 2. So we now have on the ballot Councillors Vino and Councillor Bell. Councillor Bell. Councillor Vino. Councillor Bell. Councillor Bell. Councillor Bell. Councillor Vino. Councillor Bell. Councillor Vino. Councillor Vino. Councillor Vino. Councillor Vino.
Thank you, and to those who let their names stand as well.
Congratulations, Councillor Vino, and I would ask for a motion to destroy the ballots. Moved by Councillor Moore and seconded by Councillor Brooks. All those in favor signify by raising their hand. Contrary-minded, motion is carried to destroy the ballots. I would ask the chair of the nominating committee, Councillor Oikel, to bring forth the names of those appointments to two committees, the Lunenburg County Lifestyle Center Committee and the Joint Services Board Committee.
Are we going to vote separately on each of them or all together? Separately? Okay. To her honor, Mayor McLean Weil and members of council, I move that municipal council accept the recommendation of the nominating committee and appoint Councillor Hubley and Councillor Vino as council representatives on the Lunenburg County Multipurpose Community Center Board and Councillor DeLong as the alternate representative for a 2-year term, and I so move.
We have a seconder for that, seconded by Councillor Bell. We ask for discussion. All those in favor of accepting the recommendations of the nominating committee signify by raising their hand. Thanks for the enthusiasm.
Okay. And for the second one, to her honor, Mayor McLean Weil and members of council, I move that municipal council accept the recommendation of the nominating committee and appoint Councillor Oikel and Councillor Burns as the council representatives on the Municipal Joint Service Board and Councillor Hubley as the alternate representative for a 2-year term, and I so move.
Do we have a seconder for that? Councillor Smith seconds the motion of the nominating committee. Is there, all those in favor signify by raising their hand? The appointments have been made to the two committees, and thank you very much to the nominating committee for getting that done. So those committee representatives can meet within the next, I think they have meetings scheduled for the next 10 days, so that's great. Thank you. With no further business before the meeting, we will adjourn, and I think, oh, sorry, Councillor Bell.
In the absence of Councillor Wynot, who has retired, I will move for adjournment.
The tradition has started, I guess, with someone else. Thank you. We will resume in a few minutes, I guess, or right away we go from this to orientation session. Yeah. A 5